Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. So we're talking about Nebraska as a choice state. So it's got choice on the ballot. This will be very interesting. Nebraska is actually one of the more interesting of the bunch. Let's see what the good guys want to put on the ballot. So it's guaranteed reproductive right across the board. Now, what's weird, and the reason Nebraska is purple in my little graphic there, is because it has one constitutional amendment curtailing and codifying abortion, no abortion after the first trimester, regardless of whatever. And then it's got one that's for, complete and total rights. So Nebraska has actually got two abortion constitutional amendments on its ballot. This is probably one of my more interesting states. It's a real conundrum of weirdness, honestly, demographically and everything. I mean, it should be way bluer than it is. So, yeah, this poll, I'm not a big fan of the polling agency, but at least they had a decent sample size. And yeah, Trump is blowing out Harris in this. But then when you look at the other races, like the Senate race, much closer. So I think when we're seeing Trump Harris stuff, I just don't think they're talking to everybody, if you know what I mean. It shouldn't be this big of a gap. Real quick, if you like the work I'm doing on this channel, please support us as much as you can. It's PayPal at CLSP Politics. And yeah, it helps keep everything running. So awesome. Let's get to demographics. This is the other thing I like about Nebraska. They got great demographics. Look at this. They've got the bump. They've got my little pair bump. And actually 40 to 40s and 30s are as big as the 55 to 65-year-olds. So I like this population in Nebraska. There just seems to be something there. Demographically, it should be better than it is as far as the vote goes. So, I mean, yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, it's got the bump. That's what we look for. See it? I mean, it's a little bit off. Like the late 20s are kind of missing, but then it all comes back, and it's still bigger than the older generations. So, should be something there. It's a young state. It's not as young as Texas. We're 35, but it's 36.9. It's a very young state, which is another reason it should be going more blue than it has been. It's quite a bit younger than the nation overall. This is where, my logic starts to break down. For one thing, it doesn't have huge growth. It's adding 100,000 people every 10 years. That's 10,000 people a year. Not a lot of growth, which means it's kind of amazing that it has the young population that it does, because normally what that kind of population growth would indicate is that, yeah, people are having babies and there'll be babies being made, but then once they get to like 18, they bounce. So I'm not seeing that in the demographics, but and I mean, not that it's a huge state. It's got 2 million voters, so I mean 2 million population. That's about the size of Dallas, so it's not a huge state population wise, but demographically it should be doing better than it is. The population's relatively easy to find. It is going to be in East Nebraska. So I feel like, the fact that you've effectively got two decent sized populations of high enough density where it makes sense to go canvassing, that you should be able to do something in Nebraska. I mean, I really feel like there's a lot of opportunity here. Sadly, I've put Nebraska in as a red. So yeah, but a light red. But I figure if the choice thing moves the needle, this could be a blue state. But I've only seen one poll that even points at that a little bit. And this might be, I'll honestly tell you, when I do my big prediction before the election, this will probably be the state that I flip over before probably any of the others that have choice and are red. This is one of the ones. Okay, remember to register to vote. You can go to your county elections office. You can go to your state secretary's office. They're going to have all the information you're going to need, and you can get all of it right there. And it's from the state, which means it's as up to date as it gets. Learn when your early voting is, all that jazz. Very, very important. Also, I'd like to just say thank you for watching, everyone. This is a great community that we're building out here. I'm well over 4,000 subscribers, and everyone just seems super engaged. And even on these videos that are like just state-based, really appreciate you guys all watching. Again, check your voter status, like and subscribe, share this, share this, share this. If you'd like to support the work I do on this channel, we have a PayPal account at CLSP Politics. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.